Namaste. My name is Dr. Suhas Ksirsagar and I am the Director of Ayurvedic Healing and an advisor for Kerala Ayurveda Academy. And I'd like to give you an introduction to some very basic Ayurvedic concept. Number one, from an Ayurvedic medicine point of view, that we are an integral part of this nature and the universe. The whole nature is made up of 5 Mahabhutas or 5 basic elements, which we call it as space, air, fire, water and earth. And just from an Ayurvedic understanding, they have subdivided and recategorized these basic elements into the combinations of these elements which structure and govern the function of the physiology. So the structure and the function of the body is made up of these 5 elements, and they are being recategorized with the combination of the space and air, which is Vata, which is responsible for movement, transportation and communication. The combination of fire and water, which is Pitta, is responsible for temperature, for metabolic activities and digestion. The combination of water and earth is Kapha, and Kapha is responsible for cohesion, lubrication and the structure of the body. All these 3 doshas work hand in hand together to govern the structure and the function of the physiology. They express their structure and function in the form of dhatus or tissues, what we call them. There are 7 tissues from an Ayurvedic point of view, and they are Rasa, Rakta, Mamsa, Meda, Asthi, Majja and Shukra. So these 7 tissues are also different permutations and combinations of these doshic functioning in the physiology. So the whole body is made up of these 7 tissues. As we eat food, the food is being digested and converted into these body tissues on a regular basis. As this metabolic transformation of the food into body tissue is happening, there are 3 malas which are being released, and these 3 malas are called as Purish, which is stool, Mutra, which is urine, and Sweda, which is sweat. So these 3 impurities are also very, very important to be purged out of your body. So it is a constant activity that the body, which is made up of these 3 doshas, which regulate the structure and the function of the 7 tissues, and the impurities which are purged out through sweat, urine, stool, breath, as well as some of the impurities which are released emotionally, and subtle impurities are being purged out. Another important Ayurvedic concept is Agni, digestive fire. The English word ignite roots itself from the Sanskrit word Agni. It simply means the metabolic processes, the transformation of conversion of the food into body tissue is all dependent upon Agni. And Agni is also something you need to have a live fire in the food what you eat. The food has to be fresh, live, abundant of its enzymatic activity or Agni in the food, and the body should be able to extract the information properly. And all of this information is happening within Srotas, and Srotas is again a very key Ayurvedic concept of the channels and the pathways through which the circulatory channels, especially the microcirculatory channels of transportation of nutrients, oxygen and all the different impurities are going in and out of the system. So you need to keep your srotas open, clean, and allow the prana to flow in all these subtle channels in the body. Another important concept from an Ayurvedic medicine is ama. Ama is the residual impurities of food and digestion. When your Agni is not performing very well, you create these metabolic impurities, and you need to purge out these impurities from the nearest possible exit. Sometimes you detoxify through sweat, sometimes through breath, sometimes through urine, and sometimes through stool. So we do create ama on an everyday basis, and we need to effectively purge out these impurities. Otherwise, they will get stagnant, they will make you feel dull, heavy, and groggy, and would be the perfect situation for creating any kind of diseases or imbalances. Another important Ayurvedic concept is ojas. Ojas is the togetherness of all the three doshas. It is the vitality. It is the essence of all the seven tissues. It's the cream or the nectar, what we call it. And we start our process of digestion with the hottest thing in the world, which is our Agni, and you finish your process of digestion with the coolest thing in the universe, which is Ojas, which later is formed into Soma, which is one of the coolest essence of the universe, responsible for maintaining intelligence and existence at every possible level. So we talk about these wonderful basic concept of Ayurveda, which we nourish ourselves from every interaction with the universe, because we are 100% made by nature. So everything what we take in has to be bioidentical, has to be biological, and the body has to have the perfect way to invoke the inner intelligence to regulate the functioning in which how the nature is functioning. And that's the very much basis of Ayurveda. So if at all we live our life in accordance with the laws of nature, it's very less likely that we will create imbalances or any disease. Wishing you all a wonderful health and everlasting peace in your life. Thank you.